towards the end of the first semester of my bachelor studies in multimedia art, my group had a last lecture by Professor Yindra in concept development. You might remember this professor because he inspired a video of mine a few months ago. I'll be referring to a lot of what I learned in that lecture, so shout out to Professor Yindra and David Bierce. In this last lecture, he just pumped us full with various sources of inspiration. At one point, he mentioned the benefits of participating in 30-day challenges. Already while explaining this to us, he was sparking one idea after the other in my brain. At the end of the lecture, I had a small list of multiple 30-day challenges I want to tackle sometime. So, last month, I decided to start my first 30-day challenge from the list. Starting on the 17th of February and ending on the 17th of March, I challenged myself to create one motion graphic every day. Before I started to throw around keyframes in After Effects, I defined the rules I want to stick to in the following 30 days. I decided that the goal of this challenge is not to create an actual finished motion graphic animation every day because I was rather sure I wouldn't be able to manage that. Instead, I decided that all I want to accomplish is at least to work on a motion graphics animation in After Effects every day, with the completion of the animation as a goal, but not an obligation. On some days I might finish the animation, on some I'd only work on it for 10 minutes and complete it the next day. Monday, 17th of February, the challenge starts. I was overly motivated to start this challenge that I was still up shortly past midnight and decided to begin animating. On day 1, I made a waveform which reacts to music to create an audiovisualistic sequence to a music track. This is one of the things I wanted to revise. I did often have to look up a tutorial for some steps in the process because it's easy to forget things one doesn't do on a regular basis. During the process of creating this first animation, I had an idea to spice up this challenge. Towards the end of the 30 days, I would start making transitions in between the animations so that the end result is one long animation instead of many short ones. So, on day 2, I animated this intro sequence for the video. My strong motivation from day 1 calmed rather quickly in the following days already, as the challenge was using up time I often needed for other activities. For that reason, the results from some days were quite minor because I didn't give myself the time I would have needed for better animations. Nevertheless, I kept going and didn't let this bring me down because I knew I was following the rules I had defined from begin on. The main goal of this challenge was to spend more time in After Effects and improve my skills in the program. The days continued and I kept animating. Sometimes more, sometimes less. On days when I didn't have much time, I made rather silly, quick animations to have completed the minimum requirements of the challenge. Or I continued to work on slightly longer animations, which included many steps and details. For example, on one day I built this stickman, and on the next day I animated the hand movement of this stickman. Tuesday, 17th of March, the last day of the challenge. Over the course of the last few weeks, I had already created multiple combinations of animations and transitions between animations. On this day, the last day of the challenge, I completed the long animation. Where necessary, I added transitions between animations and I corrected a few mistakes which I had missed before. Additionally, I spent quite a few hours on sound design to give the video some more life. And now, after completing the 30-day challenge, here is the final result. that was it. I hope I didn't set your expectations too high. It's not exactly professional quality motion graphics, but I accomplished 2 things by pushing through this challenge, which I'm quite happy about. The first thing is, I had fun in the process. Although by animating every day I did realize that motion graphics is not exactly my passion, it was still quite fun. And secondly, I achieved my main goal, which was to simply spend more time in After Effects to get some practice. If any of you are considering to try a 30-day challenge such as this one, I can only recommend it. It'll benefit you in multiple ways. You'll have a great daily practice in whatever you choose to do. This will enable noticeable improvements in your skill and more knowledge. The 30-day frame is an effective method to get you going. So instead of thinking, I want to practice my After Effects sometime, you start creating. By setting up this time-restricted challenge for yourself, you will be pushed to start and to keep going. Are you considering any 30-day challenges? Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to see what you guys and girls are thinking of, and maybe I'll find one to add to my list. Anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video and you could find some value in it. If so, leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you again next week. Goodbye.